YouTube? Danny Staten here on the Daddy Dan blog. Today I'm doing a flashback. I'm doing a classic. It's Halloween time, and what better Halloween story than Food of the Gods, an H.G. Wells classic. This will be my first classic illustrated. I have quite a few of these classic illustrated comic books, and this will be the first one I've done here on the Daddy Dan blog. Hey, Dave Sunstorm. Is this the good stuff? Do you remember Food of the Gods? Does anybody remember Food of the Gods?
More frightening than his War of the Worlds. More imaginative than his Time Machine. Now, H.G. Wells' masterpiece of science fiction, The Food of the Gods. The terrifying tale of man fighting for his life against an ecology gone berserk. This is the last chance for an unsuspecting world against harmless animals and insects made huge and vicious by the food of the gods. Marjoe Gortner. Pamela Franklin. Ralph Meeker. Ida Lupino. H.G. Wells' The Food of the Gods, for a taste of hell.
Well, what'd you think about that, YouTube? That's what Food of the Gods looked like in that 1970s classic movie. Unfortunately, we're getting Food of the Gods, the classic version, the one H.G. Wells wrote back in the 1800s, so I think it's going to be a little bit different. Inside the front cover, we get commercials for a famous classic illustrated copy of Cleopatra. If I see that one, I'll pick it up. And we get Who Am I? Here's the reading. Here's the clue. Here's another clue. Here's another clue. Whatever will you do? Oh, it's from 1961. That's a look inside. And then right on the first page, we get a giant guy. And if you saw Food of the Gods, the movie, you know that it only featured the giant animals in Food of the Gods. But hey, guess what? They made a part two.
You're a brilliant scientist.
You used an experimental growth hormone on a kid?
It started out as an experiment to save mankind.
Amazing. This is the food of the gods. I'll just settle for an antidote.
But it ended up as a nightmare that could destroy the world.
Help! Help!
For those with a taste for terror. Food of the Gods 2.
That's right, YouTube. This crap's so cool they had to make a two parts out of it. It took two movies to cover the comic we're about to check out today, I guess. Let's get started. So in full panels, brought to you by the Daddy Dan blog, we get started in Food of the Gods from 1961. Here we see old Mike Bleasy getting a letter. Old Mike Bleasy been sent a map. Old Mike Bleasy been told a story about some stuff coming up out the ground. Stuff coming up out the ground that makes things grow big. Old Mike Bleasy gonna go out and talk to the farmer who wrote the letter and sent the map. Yeah, Mike Bleasy goes out and takes a look, and he sees some chickens that's a little bit bigger than average. He don't think he's all impressed by that. He points out some rat holes, and he takes a little sample back, and they're gonna take it out at the lab and see if it actually makes things grow. Boring! Meanwhile, back at the farm, mosquitoes got into some stuff, and it's growing a little bit bigger. You see, you shouldn't leave yourself sitting around. Mosquitoes get into your growth hormone stuff, and the mosquitoes got real big, and bam, he shot it out the sky. Old farmer go and tell tell Mike Bleasy, he said, "Hey, Bleasy, the mosquitoes got pretty big off that stuff." Bleasy don't believe him and run him off. Meanwhile, back at the farm, the lady who discovered the bubbling up gross stuff coming out the ground, she's discovering some things might be getting a little out of hand. His chickens grow to incredible, abnormal size. Check out these big chickens when I'm picking the kid up and toting him around in a comical laugh track. As the chickens get out of control and they're about to eat that little fella, old man comes up and he's screaming and hollering. He said, "Chicken's out of control. I'm going to make some KFC now." So in full panels, brought to you by the Daddy Dan Bog, let me point out that this story is set by H.G. Wells back in the 1800s. The adaptations we watched the previews for was what they made of the movies in the late 70s, which was probably, oh my God, 40 years later. So we're going to see an outdated classic illustrated version here, and it's kind of depressing. As the cops get called to the farmer's house to help control the chicken crisis. They're killing chickens. They're cooking chickens. Bleasy is hearing rumors of giant chickens. Bleasy says, "You think that growth formula made stuff grow that much out of control?" And I swear to God, YouTube, we get 2 pages of dialogue where they talk it over, they decide about it, they go out and check it out. Oh my God. Meanwhile, on Dumbass's farm, the bees have got into the stuff and now they're making giant bee nests. That can't be good. It never is good when you have a giant bee nest. They swarm, they run the guys off. And now we're going to talk about the blooming giant bee nest for 5 minutes. After discussing the giant bee nest for too many pages, the townspeople discover a giant hole in the ground. They're going to have to check out the giant hole. They're going to go into the giant hole, and who knows what's in the giant hole. They take torches and travel through the giant hole. Coming out in an old house the old farmhouse covered in giant vegetation and rats, they decide to burn the farmhouse down at the end of the hole. Okay, I got it. And in full exciting pages brought to you by the Daddy Dan Blog. Hours and hours and hours and more hours discussing what to do as a baby is accidentally given the growth formula. Oh my God. Wow, and then we're going to go back to Bleasy telling townspeople about this being a great thing, but people don't agree that it's a great thing. They're having conversations and more conversations and throwing stuff out windows and what the heck? Bleasy got so upset he hid under the bed. Oh man, whatever will I do? Why Bleasy is hiding under the bed and dressing like a woman to sneak out? Because people want to kill him because he was going to keep this formula secret. Oh my God, subplots. Big ass baby's getting baptized, but baby seems to be growing quite quick. Dad's like, "I think she might have had sex with a Nephilim." What? And young Junior grows. And young Junior grows. And young Junior grows some more. Young Junior can pick up a tree. Young Junior get all Andre the Giant size. Young Junior grows and grows and grows some more. He thinks about climbing that giant beanstalk, but that's another story. Young Junior is depressed that he's so big and all alone. Hey, Bleasy want to take the giant boy? He want to take the giant boy and put him on the show like King Kong. But everybody gets all upset with Bleasy because Bleasy always has bad ideas. Hey, guess what? Some other kids got hold of that stuff, and now they're starting to grow, and now he's got a little clan of giant kids. This is getting out of control, says Bleasy. And he sends Gary McCartney over to have a talk with the giant kids. And Gary McCartney says, "I look like a leprechaun. Yes, I do. I look like a little leprechaun next to you." So now that Gary's been made the official spokesman of the town, he makes a deal with these oversized lads to give them some hamburgers and some Kool-Aid and some shoes and has them some clothes made. So they got giant clothes, they got Kool-Aid, they get to hang out in the hills, dress real nice. Heck, it looks like they even got a giant comb. Oh, God, you know I gotta love a comic book, got a big footprint in it. Look at the size of that big footprint. If that was Bigfoot, he would step on you like you was a little bitty snail. Yeah, we got giants, Bleasy. Whatever are we gonna do about these giants? We're gonna leave them alone because they can step on us. Anyway, giants meeting giant people. Giants gonna breed. Giants gonna have more giants. This is a lot of that stuff in the Bible started out, ain't it? So now the nightmare is gonna continue as we get pages of young giants falling in love, young giants building giant structures, Young giants out of control. Young giants planning a wedding. Yeah, I just love a story about two happy giants. Even the townspeople are like, hey, aren't y'all sweet? But guess what? Your buddy's running amok. So the young giants run back to see what's going on. That's right. The other young giant is running amok. He's tearing down the walls of the town. He's tearing up houses. He's kicking the train. This giant is not a good giant. And now would be a real good time to take a breather. And tell everybody to be sure to check out my friend Dave Sunstorm. The good stuff here on YouTube. Be sure to check out his really cool brother, Steven Sunstorm. My friend Pat McCormick at the Golden Ranger TV. Thank you, Pat, for letting me use your songs as a theme for my live streams, 13 o'clock live on Saturday nights, and usually the witching hour every Tuesday night at midnight. Be sure to check that out. And my friend Thrash Pondo Ponds, thanks for the shirt. I really appreciate it. Be sure to check out BK on the air, Big Guys 45s, and all the other good stuff, guys. And on the next page, we enter the Keystone Cops and Mayor Binderniggle. Mayor Binderniggle and the Keystone Cops are going to spend hours talking to Burt Reynolds. What? Talking to Burt Reynolds about these giant kids for some reason. That's right, full pages, full panels brought to you by the Danny Dan blog as we see Binderniggle and Burt Reynolds discuss for long, drug out pages to people we don't even know who they are, talking about what to do about the kids. Suddenly they're in charge. What? All that talk just to decide to leave them the hell alone. Wild. Well, who wrote this book? Wow, H.G. Wells wrote this book. I bet he didn't write the comic book. Anyway, they're still talking about what to do about these kids. They're going to go out and check them out and make a deal. They meet up with the giants in the Valley of the Giants. And oh my God. And in full glorious panels, I've come to the end of this comic book. As Binderniggle makes a deal with the giant lads, which have turned into like 25 or 30 of them, to live in the giant hole, to live in the mountains, to be peaceful, and to be nice. Oh my God. We're going to stay down here till we grow big enough to get out. Yes, Mahana. And that's the end of this really cool comic book. I recommend you watch the movies because the movies are probably a lot better than this comic book. And of course, in a classic illustrated comic book, it wouldn't be right unless we had a big, long biography. A big, long biography of H.G. Wells. You can pause the big, long biography of H.G. Wells if you want to. Wah, wah, wah. Spoiler, he dies in the end. And then you get the Garden of Miracles, and this is about how to grow that really big crap, I guess. I guess a few people might want to check this out. Oh my God. Wah, 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 wah. And then we get The War Against the Machines, the first story of a Terminator. That's right. And it come out in 1768 by H.G. Wells. Hey, be sure to check me out on the Paranormal Highway on Tuesdays. Apparently, I'm going to be on there next Tuesday talking about horror movies. And I was on there today talking about Bigfoot from outer space. Be sure to check out Paranormal Highway here on YouTube. And you can have all these classic stories in classic illustrated, big hardback edition for $1 back in the day. And here's a list of other classic illustrated comic books here on the back because we're going to waste the back cover with an order form. At least nobody cut it out and ordered nothing, right? So YouTube, that's my look at Food of the Gods, classic illustrated number 160 from 1961, a story by H.G. Wells. We had two really cool movies based on this comic book. And the movies were a lot better than the comic book, but I enjoyed the art, and I think it was a really cool comic book. If you like this crap, be sure to let me know in the comments below. Hey, guess what? I got a couple of more classic illustrateds I'm going to actually try to get out really soon. I think you'll like them a little better. Till next time, this is Danny Staten on the Danny Dan blog. Blog over, dudes. Blog over.